I tell you guys, buying and selling and trading and working on bikes, I've seen some crazy jacked up rigs that people have used to transport motorcycles. One time I sold a GSXR 600 to a guy who then proceeded to jam it into the back of his mom's Escalade. He had to lay it basically on its side and all the gas spilled all over the place, and then he just drove it home like that. And can't imagine that was a very pleasant ride. So today we're going to talk about the proper way to secure a motorcycle down in the back of a truck, on a utility trailer, or in a cargo van or whatever. First off, whenever you can help it, the motorcycle should be facing forward. If it's unavoidable, you can transport a motorcycle backwards. For example, I've had two Goldwings in the back of this truck before, and I had to put one of them in backwards because they were fully dressed, and that was the only way it would fit around the fairings. But when you strap a bike down, you need to take advantage of the expansion pressure of the forks, and that'll only work if the bike is facing forwards. So make sure your bike is facing forwards. You're going to want to be in first gear, and you'll need a couple of attachment points. I have on my truck these eye hooks here, which, you know, strong, sturdy, galvanized steel eye hooks, and they are attached in front of the front axle of the motorcycle. That's because for your front attachments, they need to be pulling the motorcycle forwards, down, and out. So it is kind of important where you attach the motorcycle. You can't just attach it anywhere or else it won't be stable. As far as tools used for attaching, ratchet straps. There's absolutely no substitute. You should not use chain, rope, bungee cords, dental floss, whatever. Just ratchet straps. So now we're going to do it. Alright, so the bike is obviously still in its side stand, and what I did was I attached my ratchet straps to either side of the handlebars. This is going to be the same no matter what motorcycle you have. If it's a itty bitty little dirt bike or a Honda Goldwing, you really want to try and get on the handlebars. That will keep the front wheel from rotating while you're driving, which is, you know, a more important thing if you don't have a chock in your bed, but it's a good idea regardless. And also, it's going to compress the shocks appropriately. If you have a bike that has a big fairing or whatever, you know, there's, you know, ways to get around it. You thread your straps through or whatever. I've transported probably between 200 and 300 motorcycles, and I've always been able to get on the handlebars with a little bit of effort. So try and get on the handlebars if at all possible. We have these ratchet straps and they're loose. What I'm going to do is tighten down the right side strap first, and that's going to tighten the left side, and it's going to bring the bike up off the center stand, or off the side stand. I'm just going to tighten it like this, and basically we're just going to stand the bike up straight. I don't want the bike to be on the side stand. You can see, I'm going to want to kick that out. You want the bike to be as straight as possible, just like that. Some guys will just crank and crank and crank these ratchet straps down. You want to be careful not to blow out your fork seals. So I just do like moderate cranking, you know. If you ever feel like, oh, I could crank more, but it would, you know, it would be significant effort, then you're probably at a good place. And as you can see now, the bike is absolutely connected to the bed of the truck. It's not going to go anywhere. You can crank it maybe one more, and that's that. And really, that's all you need. You don't have to put straps in the back if you don't want to. All you need are two straps, and that's good to go across the country. If you do want to put your straps in the back, then you should attach to lower points. See, I have these down in the bed. You attach to lower points than your front straps. This is because the effort in the back is basically just going to work against like side-to-side swaying motion of the motorcycle, and I mean, you'd have to be going around a serious corner in order to get anything out of any movement out of this. But all you want is this really horizontal lateral strap that goes across here, and you can attach to, you know, right this part of the frame here, or you can go up here if you want to, but it should be a nice low hook. And you know, so that's basically it. Obviously, if this is your first time transporting a vehicle or transporting a motorcycle in your vehicle, take it easy so you know how your truck is going to respond to the extra weight. Also, it's not just weight. I mean, it's not like just putting 400 pounds of sand in your truck, because this this motorcycle is relatively high up, so it's got a high center of gravity. So especially if you have a lifted truck, and especially if you have a smaller lifted truck, you'll find that your truck will now lope around corners and will be a little bit more unsteady. But you really don't need anything special to transport a motorcycle. I put 2 CB750s in the back of a Mazda pickup truck and drove that home 150 miles, and that was totally cool. So I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Yeah, good luck. One last thing, isn't this just the coolest stock sticker put on these Honda bikes way back then? Remember, preserve nature, always wear a helmet, think safety. I'm telling you, man, the 70s were just a different time.